let's dive into what's been shaking up the MMA world lately. First off, Tony Ferguson. Man, this guy refuses to quit. After his tough loss to Michael Chiesa last summer, his 8th straight by the way, most people thought it was over. They were certain the curtain was closing on the wild ride that's been Tony Ferguson's UFC career. Fans were loud about it too. Time to hang it up, they said. El Cucuy's done. They expected him to disappear quietly, to ride off into retirement like so many others. But that's not how Tony rolls. Instead of walking away, he shocked everyone. He signed with GFL, a smaller fight league that's now shut down. The goal? Stay active, find a new rhythm, and maybe revive what once was. But even when that plan collapsed, Tony didn't skip a beat. He pivoted fast. Now, he's stepping into the Misfits boxing ring, facing influencer boxer Salt Papi. The fight's set for this Wednesday, and people are talking big time. Tony recently went on Ariel Helwani's show, and let me tell you, he let it all out. With fire in his voice and pain in his words, he clapped back at the critics. 90% of people out there are saying I'm washed up, that I'm old, that I should retire, Tony said. That's crazy, and then another 20% say Salt Papi is going to knock me out. So yeah, 100% of you are doubting me. But you know what? That just adds fuel to my fire. Tony looked focused, like a man on a mission. He also talked about a missed opportunity, a fight with YouTube boxing superstar KSI. I was offered that fight, he said. I was about to take it, but I had promised myself, once MMA ends, then I'll do boxing. So I chose GFL instead. When GFL folded, Tony was stuck. But then came the Misfits boxing offer. I didn't even know it was for a title until last week, he laughed. This fight means more to him than just a paycheck. It's not about clout, it's about showing the world he's still got that fire, that he's not done. After the interview, Tony and Salt Papi had their first face-off, and believe it or not, it was actually respectful. No trash talk, just calm energy between two very different fighters. Alright, before we move on, quick reminder, if you like staying in the loop on MMA, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps keep this going. Now let's move on to a guy who's making waves of his own. Shara Magomedov is heating things up with a bold warning for Dricus Du Plessis. As Shara prepares to face Marc-Andre Barriault in Abu Dhabi this weekend, his eyes are already on a much bigger prize, the middleweight champion himself. He's also watching the upcoming Khamzat Chimaev versus DDP fight in Chicago very closely. Shara isn't holding anything back. He made it clear he believes Dricus is in deep trouble. During his media appearance, he delivered a message with bone-chilling confidence. Dricus is in very strong hands, he said, and after this fight we'll remember his name with 2 seconds of silence. That's cold, and people are paying attention. This isn't even the first time Shara has fired shots at Dricus. Back in March, he openly questioned how Dricus even became champ. He didn't sugarcoat anything. Shara believes Dricus' rise was more about luck than talent. He said Dricus never faced the kind of monster Khamzat is, and when he does, the skill gap will be brutally clear. According to Shara, Khamzat isn't just going to win, he's going to dominate. He's not saying this just to hype things up either. He genuinely believes Khamzat fights on another level. Power, pressure, relentless speed. Shara sees Dricus as completely outmatched. This fight could change everything. If Shara's right and Khamzat steamrolls Dricus, the entire division might get flipped upside down. Let's see what happens in Chicago. Next up, Bryce Mitchell. Now here's someone not afraid to speak his mind. Mitchell had a lot to say about Ilia Topuria, the current featherweight champ. Even though Ilia's riding an undefeated streak and sitting on top of the world, Bryce doesn't think he's invincible. During media day, Bryce said it loud and clear. Ilia can be beaten. He started off respectfully. Ilia's smart, he admitted. He picks his shots well. He doesn't waste energy. He's really good at conserving himself during a fight. That patience and precision? Yeah, Bryce respects it. But then he got real. But he's not unbeatable, Bryce said firmly. I gave him a black eye on a night when I had no power in my arms. If I had been healthy, he'd have 2 black eyes. That caught people's attention. Bryce was clearly referring to their previous fight, where he fought while sick. He truly believes that the outcome would have been different if he had been at full strength. To him, that fight showed something important. Ilia can be touched. He can be hurt. Bryce isn't just talking for clout either. With names like Max Holloway and even Islam Makhachev floating around for Ilia's next fight, Bryce is throwing his name back into the hat. He wants another shot, and he's making sure everyone hears him loud and clear. Let's move on to Corey Sandhagen. The man just dropped the funniest response to a fight announcement you'll ever see. Usually, it's Merab Dvalishvili who puts out crazy videos to hype his fights, but this time, Corey flipped the script. Right after Dana White announced their title fight at UFC 320, Corey dropped a skit on Instagram. In the video, he plays himself while a wild fan yells in his face, "You again! You have no chance against Merab. None. He beat Yan. He beat Umar. He's gonna destroy you!" the fan screams. Corey just sits there calm, cool as ever. Well, "You're delusional," he replies. The fan shouts, "We're all delusional." Then Corey hits him with the line, "Just because you haven't worked hard at something and don't believe in yourself doesn't mean I can't." Boom. He ended the post with the caption, "Some of y'all fools are back on it, but that's okay. I still love you." Classic Sandhagen. Quiet confidence mixed with humor. But let's not ignore the challenge ahead. Morab is a beast. He's a heavy favorite right now and coming off huge wins. The odds are stacked against Corey, but this isn't new territory for him. He's fought killers. His creativity and sharp fight IQ could be a problem for anyone, even someone like Morab. And now he's mentally locked in. Let's see how it plays out. Now, onto something more unexpected. Robert Whittaker just shared a wholesome story that caught a lot of people by surprise. After his brutal battle with Khamzat Chimaev, fans saw how badly he got beat up. His teeth, especially the bottom row, got folded in. Literally. Watching that live was painful. Turns out the damage was serious. He needed dental surgery and implants. But here's the twist. Dana White paid for it. Yeah, Dana White himself covered the cost. Whittaker talked about it before his next big fight in Abu Dhabi against Rainier Derrida. He said, "Yeah, I'm 100% recovered. Got the old teeth taken out, got implants, just had to wait for them to settle. Honestly, they're better than before. And it wasn't his jaw that was damaged, just his teeth. My jaw was fine," he said. "It was just the teeth that got moved." He even admitted it was partly on him. "I shouldn't have been in that position to begin with," Rob said honestly. But what really touched people was Dana White stepping in. In a sport where fighter pay and support often come under fire, this move showed something different. Dana saw it as a workplace injury and took care of it. That simple act reminded fans just how real and physical this sport is. Fighters risk it all: body, face, pride, and sometimes someone steps up to help them heal. It earned Dana some well-deserved respect from the MMA community. Now with new teeth and a healed-up mouth, Whittaker is back, focused, motivated. His fight with Rainier is a big one. It could either mark his comeback or prove that the next generation is here to stay. But one thing's for sure, Whittaker's smile is stronger than ever thanks to Uncle Dana. Let's move on to a more serious headline. A UFC veteran has been suspended for using PEDs, performance-enhancing drugs. Douglas Silva de Andrade just got hit with a 6-month suspension by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. The news came out on Wednesday, and it shocked fans who were wondering why his fight with John Castaneda was quietly cancelled months ago. Now we know why. Silva failed a drug test during an out-of-competition screening, and it's not just NSAC that suspended him. After the UFC split from USADA, drug testing is now handled by a new group called Free Sport International. They had already suspended Silva too, so now it's official. The 6-month ban is in effect retroactive, which means he's technically eligible to return on August 14th. He's also been fined $1,000. Why that exact number? Because it wasn't a fight night violation. There was no purse to deduct from. So instead, Silva had to pay for the legal and admin costs directly. It's a tough situation. Silva's known for his explosive, aggressive style, and this kind of news hurts. Not just his record, but his reputation too. The only small silver lining? He's already served most of the suspension time because of all the delays in the investigation. So we might see him back in the octagon shortly after mid-August. But when he returns, fans will be watching closely. Can he bounce back? Will this cloud follow him? Only time will tell. Let's wrap it all up. What a wild week for MMA. Tony Ferguson refuses to back down, even with the whole world calling him finished. He's diving headfirst into boxing with Salt Papi, fueled by every insult thrown his way. Shara Magomedov is making bold claims and daring to call out the champ, Dricus Du Plessis, ahead of what might be a career-defining showdown involving Khamzat. Bryce Mitchell, he's calling Ilia Topuria beatable and wants a second shot at the gold. He believes that under equal conditions, he would have exposed the champ's weaknesses. Corey Sandhagen, he's playing mind games and embracing the pressure with humor and self-belief, despite being a heavy underdog. Robert Whittaker, after losing his teeth in a war, now smiles with a new set, thanks to Dana White stepping up in a rare and appreciated move. And finally, Douglas Silva de Andrade finds himself in hot water after failing a PED test. Suspended, fined, and now fighting to repair his name. That's the world of MMA. Relentless, raw, full of heartbreak and triumph, doubt and defiance. One week, you're a headline for all the wrong reasons. The next, you're the comeback everyone's talking about. The only constant in this sport, the fight never stops. Stay tuned. This ride isn't slowing down anytime soon. Down